Hi, this is Crystal from the YMCA of Central Texas. Today we're going to be doing an upper body workout. So we're going to target all the major muscles of the upper body. So we go through it today, we'll be doing one set of each exercise. And for right now, that may be all that you need. But as you do it more often, it's going to get easy, and I want you to continue to challenge yourself. So in a couple weeks, you might find that you want to go through the video 2 times because it's easy. And then after that gets easy, go through it 3 times. So keep it challenging, celebrate where you are, but always keep a goal in mind. So as we get started, I'm going to use some hand weights. And you might have hand weights at home, that's perfect. If you don't though, I don't want you to feel like you can't participate. So anything that adds resistance, feel free to grab. So you might have cans of soup at home, or cans of beans, or cans of corn. They all work. So whatever adds a little bit of resistance, you can use that. So we're gonna get started with an exercise that works the upper body. So we're gonna work the chest, the front of the shoulders, a little bit of the triceps. So our first exercise is a push-up. We don't have to do it on the floor. We can turn around or go to a wall, and we can do our push-up on the wall. So with our push-up, we have the choice of being on our knees or our toes, but as we go through it, we want to make sure that we're getting the right depth for our push-up. We want to make sure that we're training throughout our entire range of motion. So hands a little bit wider than the shoulders. We can be on our knees or we can be on our toes. But when we come down, we're going to make sure that we end up about fist distance from the ground. So if we're on our toes and we're not getting that depth, we might come on down to our knees. The other thing that we see sometimes on a push-up is that our head sinks. We're going to think about having a nice straight line from the crown of the head, down the neck, down the spine, right through the knees. And last thing, sometimes when we do our push-up on our toes, we let our hips come way up. If we're going to go on our toes, we're going to bring our hips down so that that long line runs from the crown of the head right through the heels. So let's go ahead and try out our push-up where we lower down just a few inches from the ground. We're going to do about 10 of these together. Make sure that you keep breathing throughout your entire movement and keep checking that depth. Are you coming down low enough for these to really count? We've got 4 more. Now, if they're really tough right here and you don't want to go to the wall, you can always bring your knees underneath your hips a little bit more and shorten that lever. So from our push-up, we're going to go ahead and stand up. What we'll notice as we go through these is that some of the muscles that we target later are already working in some of these exercises. So they might be a little bit more tired than they were before, especially if you're going through this multiple times. So the next exercise that we're going to do is going to be an overhead press. We can do it with our hand weights. We can do it with our cans of soup. So we could be right here. This is going to target our shoulders. So our shoulders are here about 90 degrees, elbows 90 degrees. We're going to press up to full extension. We're going to make sure the shoulder blades stay down. Now sometimes there's a little discomfort through the shoulder joint. It's okay to feel the muscles working. It's okay for the muscles to get a little uncomfortable, but it's not really ever okay to feeling discomfort through the joint. And so sometimes shoulders don't like this right here. If it feels better for you, you can turn the palms in. It changes the movement a little bit, but it might be a little bit more comfortable for your shoulder. So you're choosing for you, nice and smooth. We're going to do 5 more of these together. Excellent work. Let's do 2 more. Just 1 more. Very good. Go ahead and set those down. So that worked the shoulder. We're going to do an exercise right here that's going to work upper back, back of the shoulder. We're going to do these 1 arm at a time. We can do them with both. But while we're working upper back and back of the shoulders, sometimes our lower back, if we do this with both arms, it's in charge of stability and it can start to bother our lower back. So we're going to do this in a supported position. So we're going to take 1 leg forward, put 1 hand on top. We've got this nice long line again, a nice long line that runs from the crown of the head, down the neck, down the spine, and our shoulders and hips are level. Our palm is facing us, and we're going to pull that elbow away from the side, just even with the body, and we're going to lower it back down to full extension. So as it comes up, we're squeezing upper back, back of the shoulder. This hand is taking some of that pressure off of the lower back, We're gonna keep that going. We've got 4 more to do together. 2 more. Good, just 1 more. You got it. Excellent. So we have to catch the other side. So we'll step forward with the other leg, let that hand rest on the thigh. And again, we've got that nice long back. We just hinge from the hips. We're making sure our spine isn't rounding, shoulders and our hips are gonna be level, and we're squeezing back again, letting that arm move away from the body, coming down to our full extension each time. Great. We're gonna do 3 more of these together. Good, just 1 more. So as we're going through these, if you have a variety of weights or a variety of sizes of cans in your cabinet, you're gonna try to choose some weights, if possible, that cause volitional fatigue. So by the end of that, you're pretty tired. You're not breaking form, but you're pretty tired. So if doing the weight that you're doing now, you could do forever without getting tired, then see if you have a heavier weight that you can try to use instead. So that was targeting upper back, back of the shoulder. We're gonna get into position for one that's gonna target a little bit differently. So again, we're gonna step forward with that leg, and we're gonna, again, protect the back by letting that hand come to the thigh. And again, we have that long line that runs down the spine, shoulders and hips level, but this time, instead of letting the elbow come away from the body, the elbow is gonna be right there by the rib cage. So we're keeping it in close. We are pretty strong in this movement typically, so feel free to challenge yourself to go heavy as long as you're not sacrificing your range or your form. Very good. We're gonna do 4 more of these together. 2 more times. Just 1 more. Excellent. Let's come on up. Let's switch legs. So taking that other leg forward, taking that hand to our thigh. And again, with that nice straight line, just hinging from the hips, supporting the back, shoulders and hips level, elbow into the rib cage, pulling back, feeling that elbow by our side every time we draw that weight back. Good. Just moving from the shoulder and the elbow joint. We have 4 more of these right here. And we're gonna go ahead and come up and we're gonna take a break. And now we're gonna focus on the biceps. So the front of the arms. They've already been helping out in some exercises. They are strong muscles too. But we're gonna create a nice stable base here. So our feet will be about hip width apart. Our knees are soft. We're gonna make sure our torso is tall and our abs are engaged. And we're just gonna draw those weights up and come back down. So I want us to really isolate. We're not moving through the back. We're not moving through the shoulder. We're only moving at the elbow joint, and our wrists are staying neutral. They're staying still. We're coming down to straight arms each time. If it's tough to come down to straight arms because you can't get back up, then you're gonna go a little bit lighter. Good job. Let's do 3 more of these. Good. Just 1 more. All right, so we just worked through the front of the arm. We're gonna work through the back of the arm now. It's important to work all the major muscles so that you're working opposing muscles, and that just helps to prevent injuries. So we work the front of the arm. We're gonna work the back of the arm, going through, we call them skull crushers. But if you don't wanna take it down to the ground, that is absolutely okay. With our weight, we could be in a standing position and we could extend this way. But if you want to, go ahead and join me on your mat or on the ground or on your towel. Depending on the weights that you have, you might go with 2 weights where you're bringing those weights right down by the ears. If you happen to have pretty heavy weights at home, you might choose to use just 1 hand weight and hold both ends of it. So you decide. We're gonna go ahead and press our weight or our weights up to the sky. And again, we're isolating. So we're just bending at the elbow joint. Shoulders are staying very still. Coming up to nearly straight arms each time. Very good. Engaging at the top. And we're gonna get 4 more of these in. 2 more times. Last one, and we'll carefully put the weights to the side. And again, we'll celebrate the work that we got done today. Again, if we're just starting, we might be fine with just one time through the video, but it might also be time to progress. So maybe we do 2 or 3 sets. Keeping in mind as you go through this and you're choosing your options, there are some things to expect and some things that are okay. So while you're working, if you feel discomfort through a muscle while you're working, that's okay. If you feel discomfort in a joint, that is not okay. So make some changes to your workout. If a day or 2 after your workout you feel some discomfort through the muscles, that's to be expected too, and it's okay. It'll go away over time and won't be quite so bad. If you feel discomfort through a joint a day or 2 after an exercise, maybe look at changing that too. Thanks so much for joining me for our workout. Have a wonderful day.
Great job today. Are you interested in more free fitness videos? Head to your local park to try out the QR Fit Trail system. For more information and to find participating parks, go to livewellwaco.com/play-well.